All right, with us right now, we've got Jeffrey Gum. Jeff, you are the founder of Sunga Life, which is a clothing brand. Well, it's a Brazilian swimwear line, and it's themed with patriotism and freedom. So, well, first off, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. It's awesome being interviewed by a fellow Navy vet. So that's very exciting today.
Yep. All right. So for someone who doesn't know, explain Brazilian swimwear. What does that mean?
So I was actually down in Brazil with the Gracie family. I trained jiu-jitsu for a long time, and I'm down there and I saw everybody wearing this Brazilian swimwear called sungas. And I thought they just looked amazing, super comfortable. They're almost like a hybrid between shorts and a Speedo. Mm-hmm. And then after experiencing them, I'd say they have the benefits of both and none of the weaknesses. You get better suntans, they dry off super fast. And so I was talking to a Brazilian girl. I was like, oh, I think I want to get some of these sungas. They seem really cool. And she goes, oh, I think they're so sexy on men. And I'm like, all right. So I went and bought a bunch of them and started wearing them all over and just had kind of the best experiences, super comfortable. And I just felt really free as it was. And then I'm like, you know what, I want to share this with the rest of the US because I feel like they're missing out.
Yeah. And so clearly like men's swimwear. Now, obviously there's the sungas, which are a little bit more, they're definitely going to show off a little bit more of the upper thigh or whatever. But you're absolutely right. Like most men's, like if you're just getting like swimming trunks, right? They're just the most horrible fabric. They generally never fit very well.
Then you get wet and you're just walking around in a soggy pair of shorts and nobody wants to do that. Kind of what they do in Brazil. It's a lot of beach towns, Rio de Janeiro, everyone just wears board shorts throughout the day. So you don't want to be at the beach getting sandy, getting wet, and then be wearing these same shorts throughout the day. So a lot of times they'll have sungas on underneath. Then they'll take the board shorts off. They'll get in the water. They'll get that better sun. They'll dry off real fast.
Yeah.
And then they'll get the board shorts back on, and it doesn't get much better.
Yeah, I seriously, I don't know I don't understand what's wrong with swimwear for men in the United States, but it's terrible.
Once I started showing it to all my friends, some of them were a little bit skeptical at first, but they're like, all right, I'll try it. I'll support you. And then they're like, these are the best things ever. I can't believe I've been wearing board shorts all my life. You can swim way better. Like I'll swim with dolphins or sea turtles, and I'm just feel so free and streamlined. Like slowing me down.
So I never wear conventional swim bottoms, right? I don't even know what to call them, right? I usually just wear like my running shorts because it's at least a little bit better than this. All right, so you're go ahead. So so the fabric is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's Lycra.
Yeah.
So it's almost what like Lululemon pants would be, but a real like drying, or even like bikini material, but all like sublimated. I created my own camo pattern called the Naked Warrior Camo that pays homage to the original frogmen, the UDT that were clearing the beaches in Normandy and Iwo Jima, and I put little tridents in it and everything in like a subtle way to kind of pay respects to them. And
okay, so when did you come up with this? How long ago was this that you came up with the idea?
So I was down in Brazil probably almost 5 years ago, and I just started wearing them all over. And then I was starting to transition out of the Navy. I was teaching combatives for the SEAL teams at the time, and I'd always been drawn to entrepreneurship, and I was like, oh, I think I want to create the first American Sunga company and make it based on freedom and share that. And so I ended up creating my first minimally viable product. It was 2 different sungas. One was a shark and diver sunga from when I went free diving with Ocean Ramsey in Hawaii. She does all this conservation and shark conservation, and fell in love with sharks, and then created the loudmouth Patriot design as well, which is kind of an American flag mouth where he's just real patriotic, and created those two. And started selling them, but things were slower. I didn't have powerful social media at the time. We're not even hardly supposed to have social media in the SEAL teams.
Yeah.
So you know, it couldn't. But I had some friends who were influencers or doing, whether it was jujitsu or whatever, and just started having friends wear it, and then started creating other products that go along with the brand. Created the Patriot shades, which it was polarized and floating bamboo sunglasses that had the laser engraved stars and stripes on the side, and had different headbands that went with it. And sometimes if you're only wearing a Sunga, you need something to carry your stuff. So I had some funny Baywatch BAE fanny packs, and then started creating silkies and board shorts and my own camo patterns, and just went from there and just kept going.
All right. So how did you break out? Like, how did, so it sounded like it was like you kind of looked around and you're like, well, this person, I do have a friend, they've got a few, you know, they got a decent audience on social. It sounded like you had a few people that you knew like that. That probably helped.
And it was kind of perfect for bootstrapping at the same time, because I just basically self-funded the company with my bonus I received in Iraq in 2010, 2011. I re-enlisted. I got a $60,000 bonus while I was in Fallujah, and then I had invested that, and I used part of that to fund the company in the beginning.
Wow.
And I didn't have a ton of money to be doing all this advertising or even paying people. But I just kind of leveraged the relationships I had developed with different jiu-jitsu or MMA friends or veteran influencers, and would just give away product. They would wear it. Then I would feature them on my page, and it started growing. Then I had different veteran friends who were girls as well, and they would just be wearing their own kind of bikinis with it and have the headbands or have the fanny packs. And I saw the engagement was kind of higher with them.
Fancy that.
I was like, who would have known people like bikinis so much? But they, so I just started, I was like, you know what, I need to make bikinis now. And I already have all these unique patterns, and just kind of made the typical triangle bikini and a string bikini, and started featuring my own patterns with that, because a lot of girls were actually reaching out. I love your patterns, they're so cool. Flamingos and peacocks and camo, I love them all. I wish I had a bikini like that. And then in like 4 months, my social media doubled, almost up to like 100,000.
Sheesh.
So and then my girlfriend, she had about 2,000 followers at the time, and I made her the face of it. And then a year later, she had 100,000, and then 2 months after that, now she has 205,000. So
that's unreal. Yeah. So look at that, Sunga Life. It's sunga.life on Instagram. You have nearly 100,000 followers. Yeah. Let me check out some of the engagement. Yep. Yeah. People like bikinis. All right. So let's say that someone's starting their own clothing line, someone's starting their own kind of consumer product line. Like, what do the conversations sound like when you're talking with someone that has a decent social media audience? How do you get them to promote something and not want to charge you like $5-10 grand for that?
Yeah. So
when you don't have it.
In the beginning, it was leveraging my relationships with them. It would be warm introductions. Like my friend Artemis, he's a bodybuilder and has almost 600,000. And my friend Nick Santastasso, he was friends with my friend Kyle, and we met, and I gave him some of my stuff. He just started wearing it. He loved it. He introduced me to Artemis. We just went out, had a dinner together. I was showing Artemis. He's like, "Oh man, this is so cool. I wanna wear all your stuff. It's perfect. It's perfect for bodybuilding and everything." So I gave him a bunch of stuff. And then at this point, it's an asset in itself too. He's definitely much bigger, but I have 100,000 myself. So every time I see people who had been following me, who had more of the military connection and followed it because of that. Now they're following Artemis. And then I got tons of the bodybuilder and guys who are real fit following him, all coming over to my side as well. So it's all, you know, a thing where we're stronger together. And so it's
I found a picture of Artemis there on your Instagram. Yeah, he's pretty big. That's great. So then I would imagine, do you do paid advertising?
So I just started maybe 6 weeks ago, and it's been great. I'm having maybe at this point $10 for a purchase cost. My average purchase is between $75 and $80. So there's some really solid ROI on that. And then the thing that's great with that is the lookalike audiences. So you can basically scale it up as high as you want. I'm doing about $70 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my sales still come from Google or SEO and just social media, which is free. And I'm doing at this point between like 1,000 to 1,300 in sales a day of this swimwear. But as I'm just
say that again. How much are you doing a day?
1,000 to 1,300 a day.
Congratulations, that's great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's probably up almost double from a month before, and I'd say probably even some of that isn't necessarily tracked. It's probably even more that are coming over from Facebook, because people might see it on their phone or Instagram and then they go to their desktop to buy it, just because it can be a little easier to check out sometimes. So or and big thing I did too, I started pushing way more to my website. I was selling last summer, it was more Amazon. I probably was up 10 to 12,000 on Amazon a month.
Oh, no kidding.
And maybe 8,000 on my website.
Which is better for you?
Website is 100 times better because it's almost all revenue and profit. Amazon for me was kind of a profit destroyer, as well as people would return stuff that wouldn't even be my product. And I was having major issues with that.
Oh no.
So I'm keeping my product on Amazon, a few of my best sellers, but for the most part pulling off of there. Now that I also knew that Amazon was cannibalizing my website sales, so people were finding the product on social media or through other influencers, checking out my website, then going to Amazon, seeing it was kind of a little easier to buy through, just because Amazon, they have all your information, and then you buy it through there, and then my margin would just get kind of destroyed when they would have purchased it through my website. So now I only have few of my best sellers on Amazon, and then so I still get organic sales through there, but for the most part it's coming through my website, which is true revenue. And because Amazon, they take all their fees before they even send you the money, so you might have $1,000 in sales on Amazon, and your revenue from that will be $600 or less.
Ouch. Yeah. So do you mind sharing a little bit about like how you work with influencers today? Like what do those conversations sound like?
Really today I've kind of made my brand an asset at the same time. So, and it's kind of a really, like, if you can kind of pick a product that you're going to go for, it can be a random product that when an influencer is going to use it, it's obviously, this is an ad. Like, oh, this is my favorite soda I'm going to drink. It's obviously an ad. But if they're there doing what they do anyway in a bikini or a cool pair of shorts, it's just super natural for them. It doesn't feel like an ad.
Yeah, right.
They're an asset at the same time. Plus, they're representing for me, they're representing a brand that stands for freedom, supports other veteran foundations, and is super unique with all the unique peacock and flamingo and camo patterns and everything. So it's not, and so that was kind of a strategy I had. I want to create, and it makes it super authentic for me at the same time. I basically have just been creating things I wanted all along, and not necessarily looking for the thing that is going to sell best. I don't know, or might be the easiest market to penetrate. Trying to change the whole swimwear industry in the US might not necessarily be the easiest thing to do, but it's what I was passionate about and was super authentic for me. And I just started creating things I wanted, and people, it really resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah. So the arrangement that you'll typically do with an influencer, I mean, it's wonderful when you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. So I think you have a few advantages in that, like, listen, this isn't just clothes you can buy at Walmart or whatever. I mean, we're part of something a little bit bigger. Like, this is a movement. So what's that term? Gosh, I'm not thinking of what it is, but when there's value, purpose, you've got a mission behind what you do. It's cause marketing. That's what it is.
Yes,
like, you've got a cause to what you do. So it's a lot easier to find, if you can find people who share your cause, and they happen to have an audience as well. Like, if they believe in what you're doing, man, that's a really, really great way to create a great win-win together.
And it's been amazing. I've found some of my best friends through social media now. I had amazing friends already kind of, but then my friend Rudy Reyes, who is a founder of the Force Blue team, he was a recon scout sniper Marine. He had been hunting bin Laden right after 9/11. He was the first recon Marine unit into Baghdad. He was one of the snipers for covering Delta Force at Blackwater Bridge in Fallujah. And then he got out of the Marines and starred as himself on the HBO show Generation Kill. He did some contracting for a while after that, and then he felt he didn't have as much of a purpose anymore, and he was in a dark place. But then he was diving, and he saw the coral reef, and saw the coral reefs were being destroyed, and he found a new purpose. He's like, I want to fight for this coral reef the way I had been fighting for freedom and all these people that can't defend themselves in these other countries. So then he started diving and created a whole team of people who were saving the coral reef, working with scientists and researchers, triaging the reef and bringing it back, creating these farms, and now is funded by the state of Florida because it's an $8 billion industry in Florida, people going and diving on these reefs, and they're being decimated down there. So, and now he had seen Sunga Life and thought it was amazing and reached out to me. And then we went and did a workout and became basically best friends. And then now I'm part of the Force Blue team, and the team is diving in my swimwear. Just like they were fighting overseas wearing camo. Now they're fighting wearing the Naked Warrior camo as they're saving the reefs. People don't realize these coral reefs make over 50% of our oxygen. They make up like 0.02% of the ocean floor, and they are literally, anyone can Google it right now, over 50% of our oxygen comes from the coral reefs, and if we don't do anything, they could be destroyed by the year 2050.
Yikes.
And so it's pretty amazing. And then the Adaptive Training Foundation, which Dave Vabora is the founder of, and he was an NFL linebacker that started training spinal cord injury and amputee veterans out of Dallas, Texas. And I went out and taught some adaptive combative seminars with my friend Kyle Maynard, and we were teaching the guys how to defend yourselves if anyone tries to attack you, and then gave them a bunch of the silkies and everything with the ATF logo on it and all that. So try to connect with as many amazing foundations as possible.
I love it. All right. Well, Jeff Gum, you're the founder of Sunga, and you're on the web at sungalife.com. That's SUNGA life.com. I'll just say right now, if you're listening to us, you go to sungalife.com, you'll probably enjoy the Instagram. I was kind of joking. You got some pretty unattractive people that flock to your product. But Jeff, this is wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the causes that you support. It definitely just builds just a really attractive brand because of all the things that you support and the people that you affiliate with that are all about making the world better. So thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I've been very fortunate. The way I set my company up is that it's been thriving in an uncertain environment like this because of kind of setting it up to rely on the technology and being remote as it was. So all of a sudden, when this happened, then it didn't slow down. It actually picked up. So
brilliant. Thanks so much, Jeff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have a great day.
Okay, you too. Bye.